Hey, shalom, shalom, kwam yasha. Real quick here. Now, before I get started, as always, call Allah, Yahweh Bahashem Yoshai, all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bahashem Yoshai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS that do teach well and that do rule well, that have taught me this truth. To you I say shalom, and shalom unto the hopeful elect. And I just want to further expound on this video that I watched earlier today from GMSVegasSitdowns 144K. That's the head of the GMS Vegas camp, the elder. And it says Jake has become too unfamiliar with this side of the Lord. Response to vision of the death angel. And he was just responding to the video that you see here on the screen, vision of the angel of death in Israel and crowning by GMS Goodly Heritage. By the way, the link will be in the description. And I just want to expound on the unfamiliar side of the Lord. They're very unfamiliar with the Lord's wrath in these last days that we're currently living in right now, the modern biblical times. You have a lot of Israelites in these different camps just being wicked and doing whatever the hell they want to do. And they think that they're just going to stroll off into the sunset and not pay for that. You have a lot of these Israelites in these different Israelite camps not teaching the doctrine correctly and just going against the word, man. And they're going off, and nobody cares about it, right? Nobody is really calling them out, except Great Millstone, of course. But you know what I mean. But that's gonna end. The Lord is gonna start opening up on you tribes, and this video was on time. This man's vision, this brother's vision was on time, because we're going into the Passover, and the Passover is about judgment too. The angel of death is going to pass over, and those who are not right, the angel of death is going to get busy on them, and that's what's going to take place. And he started the brother, he started in Ezekiel chapter 9 and 4. That goes into the elect being sealed with the Thawa, and those that didn't have the Thawa, they were food, man. The Lord just opened up on them and put them to death. And he didn't discriminate. He didn't care if they were a woman. He didn't care if they were a child. He didn't care if they were a man, and etc. If they didn't have that Thawa, hey, he sent them death angels to destroy them. So the Lord is going to open up on Israel, I believe, during this Passover too. Bodies are going to start hitting the floor. People are going to start dropping dead. And I want to just go into some examples. The first one is in Numbers chapter 11, verse 4 in the NLT. I'll start at verse 1 actually. And it says, the people complained to Moses. And that goes into murmuring. You have a lot of our people murmuring to the people that are in power right now. That's why we say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. They rule well in the spirit. Right? If you understand why we say that, they rule well in the spirit, because they're set up by Yahweh Bashem Yoshai to lead the congregation as of right now. And you have people in our nation that are complaining and bucking up against the rulership or the leadership, right? That happened back then, and it's happening today. So it says, verse 1, soon the people began to complain about their hardship, and Yahweh heard everything they said. That's right. And the Lord is listening, man. He's listening to the angels. The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. The eyes are the angels and the prophets too, but starting with the angels, the angels are recording everything that's being said, and they're delivering the message onto the Heavenly Father. So they're watching and they're hearing. So it says, then Yahweh's anger blazed against them. That's right. And the Lord's angry, man. The Lord is angry. And he sent a fire to rage among them, and he destroyed some of the people in the outskirts of the camp. So there you go. The Lord is in the business of killing for righteousness' sake, of course. And he has no problem getting busy on our nation. Like I said, man, the bodies are going to hit the floor. And you know, sometimes, man, in different accounts in the scriptures, when you go into certain deaths or certain killings, you don't know the actual number of how many people got killed. So who knows? That could have been in the millions. It could have been in the hundreds of thousands, right? Hey, the Lord gets busy. The Lord has killed a lot of Israelites, man. Sometimes you don't even know the number. That's how much Israelites he's killed. So he's gonna do it in this go around, right? And like I said, you know, the video is right on time. Right on time. Let me get this. This is Job chapter 18, verse 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. That's right. Terrors, and that's talking about Yahweh, the Heavenly Father. He's the king of terrors, man. You know, terrors goes into dread. That dreadful experience that's going to be very overwhelming. You know, you're going to go through a dreadful experience that your mind can't even fathom, man. And you're going to either drop dead, or you're going to be humiliated, right? Or you'll just lose your mind, man. But we're really coming into the time of death, Salakia. My mouth is dry, man. Let me just sip some water here. That's better. Yeah, man. So, yeah, that's the time that we're coming in. So, let's go back here. This is Numbers chapter 11, verse 2. Then the people screamed to Moses for help, and when he prayed to Yahweh, the fire stopped. That's right. And, you know, it takes a man of the Lord to help you. The Lord is only dealing with certain individuals. He ain't dealing with other people, man. And if you want the Lord to deal with you, you might have to ask the person that's in charge to put in a good word for you, man. And that's how the Lord gets down. So this also shows that the Lord is dealing with Moses because he's listening to him. Verse 3, it says, after that, the area was known as Taberah, which means the place of burning, because fire from Yahweh had burned among them there. That's right. And you know, that place was named after your judgment, after you getting judged. And that might happen again. Taberah, the place of burning. Hey, don't go over there, man. That's Taberah. Hey, that's where them wicked Israelites that were getting judged. You know, they got burnt to death. Don't go over there, man. Hey, you know what that does? That's like it onto a memorial. That's to install fear in the congregation, you know, for the nation, so they don't rebel against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But man, you know, that place got named after your judgment. That's serious. Verse 4, then the foreign rabble who were traveling with the Israelites began to crave the good things of Egypt. You know, the good things going into like the food, you know, probably the pussy, you know, the good life, you know, having sunshine, you know, being able to grow your crops, you know, the pussy, like I said, because you know that's what men like, right? Good woman. I'm gonna say that. But a lot of you tribes, man, you're craving the good things of Babylon, the good things of America, and really you don't want the kingdom to come. Here it is, you're going into the Passover thinking about staying in Egypt, staying in Babylon, not getting the hell out of this place. You know, you're not supposed to be thinking that way, man. So anyways, it says, and the people of Israel also began to complain, or for some meat, they exclaimed, we remember the fish we used to eat for free in Egypt, and we had all the cucumbers, melon, leeks, onions, and garlic we wanted. But now our appetites are gone. All we ever see is this manna. And here it is. You just went through the biggest deliverance of that time. That's what you experienced, and the whole world knew about it. And now you're craving to go back to Egypt when you were just delivered. And this shows that our people, they have Stockholm Syndrome, man. And another thing, this was the mixed multitude too. So that was comprised of these other nations and Israelites. Because you had certain non-Israelites, they converted to being Israelites, or converted to the so-called religion, so to speak, trying to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And you know, they got done away with, man. The Lord killed this multitude. When you go down into the reading, he got rid of them. And the same thing's happening again, man. Okay, the same thing is happening again, because you have certain Israelites pushing that doctrine that the nations can be saved, Edomites can be saved. So that's according to Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. There's nothing new under the sun. The same spirits are coming back. And yes, history repeats itself. All right? And it's true, because, you know, the Lord is going to have to sift his nation. But anyways, man, I'm going to move on. All right, so let me move down. I'm going to go to verse 31. It says, "Now Yahweh sent a wind that brought quail from the sea, and let them fall all around the camp for miles in every direction. There were quail flying about 3 feet above the ground, so the people went out and caught quail all that day and throughout the night and all the next day too. No one gathered less than 50 bushels. They spread the quail all around the camp to dry. But while they were gorging themselves on the meat, while it was still in their mouths, the anger of Yahweh blazed against the people, and he struck them with a severe plague." Wow, so while they were eating, the Lord struck them with a plague. Hey, you know what? I picture people dying at the Passover too. I was just thinking, when I was reading, I'm thinking about them. I'm like, yo, you know, these people that come into the Passover thinking that it's a lamb dinner or an Israelite party, you know, they're not shamefaced. They're not solemn. Those type of people, man, they're going to probably get a heart attack eating that lamb dinner. Right? Drop dead eating lamb while it's still in your teeth. Probably choking on that lamb, choking on that unleavened bread, choking on that wine. Drop dead. That might happen, man. Now it says the anger of the Lord blazed against the people, and he struck them with a severe plague. So that place was called Kibarath Hatava, which means graves of gluttony, because they buried the people who had craved meat from Egypt. That's right. You craved meat from Egypt because you were thinking about Egypt. You weren't thinking about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai in the promised land. You wanted to go back into captivity. Which shows, man, you guys have Stockholm syndrome, you tribes, man. That's why you have a lot of Israelites trying to bring in worldly values into the truth, man. Because they don't really want to leave Egypt. They don't really want to leave America. You've been here too goddamn long. You're so used to this devil providing for you. When he stops, you don't know what to do. You're upset about it. When you have the greatest power in the whole entire universe, or universes, the king of everything, he's doing everything for you, and you're angry about that, man. Man, you Israelites deserve death, man. And that's what's going to happen during the Passover. That's why Hebrews chapter 10 and 31 says it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And that fear is going to come again, man. That's what you're going to experience. But you know what it takes for you to get that fear? Death, loss, heartache, terror, pain, suffering. That's what this nation needs. You need a wake-up call, Jake. Hebrews chapter 10 verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. That's right. Because he'll think of something, man. Because he's the king of terrors. That's right. And he is the living power. You know why? Because when you take hold of this book and the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai comes on you, you become alive, man. And the thing is, you know, you have a lot of individuals that came into this truth and they're acting as if they don't want to be alive. You know, that's not good, man. You know, when you start doing that, the Lord is going to have to intervene. Making executive decisions, executive orders by just putting you to death, man. Because you're spreading negativity and death by going off and sinning and doing whatever you want to do. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. That's what's going on in Israel, man. Bringing forth death. Romans 6 and 23. The wages of sin is death. Just gotta quote that, man. So if you don't want to live, if you don't want to be a winner, then most I might just have to cut you off, man. This is 1 Samuel 2:6. Yahweh killeth and maketh alive, he bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich, he bringeth low and lifteth up. There you go. He can kill you, he can make you alive. And you know what? The Lord is going to do a lot of killing. He's going to kill a lot of you Israelites. Kill you. He's going to kill you, man. And he's responsible for it, not Satan. That's why the brother was going into the death angel. Oh, does he have the thawa? Nope. Okay. All right. Okay. Put him to death. Boom. He doesn't have that thawa. Boom. Slicing you up. This is Amos chapter 9 verse 9. For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. And who's going to do that? The angels, man. You know, and there's many ways you can be sifted too. You can be sifted by the word being read to you, or you can just be put to death too, man. And you know, the Lord just blocks you from getting this truth, or the Lord will just intervene and put you to death. Just gonna say that, man. All nations, like as corn is sifted in the sea, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. There you go. There you go. And the Lord don't like sinners, man. He puts sinners to death. He likes it when the sinner acknowledges his sin and comes to him and makes a confession and repents. But if the sinner ain't doing that, he's going to die by the sword. So the Lord don't love the sinner. The evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Yeah, I'm going to stroll off and walk into the sunset. Nothing's going to happen to me. Comfortable and content with being wicked. Think the Lord was going to let you get away for getting pegged up your ass, bro? Think the Lord's going to make you get away with that, buddy? I'm going to expose your ass. And a lot of you other men that are out there hiding too. I'm going to expose you. Anyways, let's move on, man. I'm going to go into the deaths of Korah and the people who followed Korah and the people who wanted to take over the priesthood. Because you have individuals like that. I got to be the high priest. I got to be the elder. I watched 1,000 videos, so I'm an elder now. That spirit is on certain men too. Most guys going to fuck you up. You really believe you're an elder when you watched all these videos. Get a fucking grip, man. You're not even fucking old. Fuck out of here, man. Don't even have the hoary head yet. You're calling yourself that. High priest. Got all these titles. Got all these aliases, man. Fuck out of here, man. So this is Numbers chapter 16 verse, I don't know, I want to start at, maybe I should start at hold on. Yeah, maybe I should I should just start here. Okay, let's start here. This is Numbers chapter 16 verse 28. Actually, I'll start at verse 29. If these men die a common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then Yahweh hath not sent me. But if Yahweh make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth, and swallow them up with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked Yahweh. And it came to pass, as he made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them. And the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah, and all their goods. They and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation. So this is Korah and that motley crew. Korah's motley crew that came up against the Lord and his servants that he put in charge of the congregation, which was Moses and Aaron. And they accused them of certain things, like, oh, they just want to lord over us and be kings and princes over us. We should take over. We come from good stock. We should take over. I can rule too. But that's not how the Lord wants it. So by this happening, it showed that they provoked the Lord to anger, and that's why the Lord created a new thing to happen into the earth, which was he created sinkholes, and they all fell into a sinkhole, them and their families. The Lord got rid of them. Hey man, so the bodies are going to drop. The Lord is not worried about killing you, man. He'll do it if he has to. All right? And that goes for me, and it goes for anybody. Anybody can get got. Anybody. If you get out of line, you can get got. All right, so here we go. Verse 33. They and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation. And all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them, for they said, lest the earth swallow us up also. And there came out a fire from Yahweh and consumed the 250 men that offered incense. So a fire came out of the earth now. No, I don't want to be swallowed up. Okay, I'll burn your ass up. So 250 men. Okay, so this is now going into the hundreds. Okay. Verse 36, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning, and scatter thou the fire yonder. For they are hollowed. The censers are these sinners against their own souls. Let them make them broad plates for a covering of the altar, for they offered them before Yahweh. Therefore they are hollowed, and they shall be a sign unto the children of Yashar'Allah. And Eleazar the priest took the brass and censer wherewith they that were burnt had offered, and they were made broad plates for a covering of the altar, to be a memorial unto the children of Yashar'Allah, that no stranger which is not of the seed of Aaron come near to offer incense before Yahweh, that he be not as Korah and as his company, as Yahweh said to him by the hand of Moses. There you go. So that's how the Lord sends a message. Okay? Start dropping bodies and then make a memorial unto Israel to install that fear. And that's what you tribes need. You need that fear. You know why? Because scripture says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And sometimes with you experiencing fear, you need to see people die, man. That's what you Israelites need. You need death too. You wicked Israelites. You need death, man. You need death. Okay? You just need death. Here we go. Next one. Okay, so this is verse 41. But on the morrow, all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, saying, ye have killed the people of God, the Lord. So now they're bucking up against, this is what happened to Korah. And that's true. They look like godly men. They were probably wearing nice garments. You have individuals like that, man. You got a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing that is really tricking the people out here, pretending to be righteous when they're really unrighteous, man. So now they thought that Moses and Aaron were responsible for killing men of the Lord. So it says here, let me just move down for the sake of time. It says here, verse 45, get you up from among this congregation, that I may consume them as in a moment. And they fell upon their faces. And Moses said unto Aaron, take a censer, and put fire therein from off the altar, and put on incense, and go quickly unto the congregation, and make an atonement for them. For there is wrath gone out from Yahweh, the plague is begun. And Aaron took as Moses commanded, and ran into the midst of the congregation, and behold, the plague was begun among the people. And he put on incense, and made an atonement for the people. And he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed. Now they that died in the plague were 14,700. Yeah, 14,700 people died, man, because of this plague. So now this is going into the thousands. Hey, the Lord's going to get busy on you tribes, man. The bodies are going to start hitting the floor. beside them that died about the matter of Korah. These were the ones that complained and said, oh, you killed a man of God. You killed the men of the Lord, or the people who serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, Moses and Aaron. They got put to death too. They got. Verse 50, and Aaron returned unto Moses unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. The plague was stayed. So after their bodies dropped, the plague was gone. Okay, and then Moses and Aaron put up them prayers, and the plague went away too. There you go. Get judged. All right, so I just want to go into how I believe, just want to go into this as well, the strange fire. So it says the sin of Nadab and Abihu. It says Leviticus chapter 10 verse 1, and Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer and put fire therein and put incense thereon, and offered strange fire before Yahweh, which he commanded them not. And there went out fire from Yahweh and devoured them, and they died before Yahweh. That's right. So, when you come before the Lord, you can't offer strange fire. You have to do things correctly. You better come correct. So that goes into what Samuel told King Saul. Obedience is better than sacrifice. It's not just about you bringing forth a sacrifice and going through the motions. You got to be obedient. You being obedient shows that you can follow instructions. Right? So when you go into the Passover, make sure you follow the instructions. When you go into the Shabbat service and things of that nature, make sure you dress accordingly too. Don't wear undergarments. Don't wear muscle shirts. If you can do things properly, do things properly. I'm going to say this is Judges 5 and 11. We shall rehearse the righteous acts. This is a rehearsal. It's not going to be perfect, but always go in to serving the Lord by putting your best foot forward, by giving your 100%. Salakia, that's what I want to say. Just give your 100%. Even though it's not going to be perfect, give it your all. Give it your 100%. But if you're offering up strange fire and your heart's not really in it, you're going to get judged, man. Okay, so it says, and there went out fire from Yahweh and devoured them, and they died before the Lord Yahweh. That's right. So they got burnt to death. They got burnt to death. And these were the sons of Aaron, man. They're a part of that priesthood. That very royal priesthood, the high priests. They came out of that line, and they got judged. So nobody's exempt, man. You got to do things correctly. This is Judges 5 and 11. They that are delivered from the noise of arches and the places of drawing water. That's the place of our captivity, because we did that during the time of our slavery over here in the Americas, our people. That's all the tribes. You were picking cotton, you were picking tobacco, you were picking sugarcane, and you were hewing water. That's the lowest form of slavery, man, to hew water. That's the lowest form of servitude, hewing water, man. That's low. But we're going to be delivered out of this place. Anyway, it says, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh. That's right. So we're going to rehearse the righteous acts. So it says rehearse for a reason. It's a rehearsal. So we're going to make mistakes. So we're not going to be perfect. But our intent is perfect. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai knows our heart. He knows that we didn't really want to make those mistakes to begin with. But that's just how it plays out in this flesh. Being in this captivity as well. We're going to fall short. Even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh go down to the gates. There you go. Let's see. That's it, man. That's it. So with that, hope this was edifying. Till next time, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS. To you I say Shalom, and Shalom unto the hopeful elect. Kwam Yashal and Abad Babal. Shalom.